Game week 33 free hit. Where can you gain the advantage?
Let's talk about that Game Week 33 free hit team then. Most of this team picks itself, unsurprisingly, because there's not that many double game weeks to go for. So you're probably thinking, Jimmy, why are you even bothering to make a video? But what I want to focus on is sort of where the small advantages can be made over the sort of the FPL managers that aren't playing a free hit in this game week. So number one advantage is I think that you could start Ortega in goal because it's looking like Edison is going to be out injured. It might not sound that glamorous, but what this does allow you to do, because you're probably looking at going for Raya and Saliba double Arsenal defence, this will allow you to go for double Arsenal midfield. And what we've seen is Crystal Palace have been defensively poor in the last two game weeks, and they're also playing Ipswich. So you could also then have Marino, who's obviously playing out of position as the number 9, and then Saka as well, who's fine. His minutes could be a bit up in the air, but you're not going to not have Saka, really, are you? The other thing I think you could do is back a extra Liverpool player in your free hit. This way you could get a sort of advantage potentially over other free hitters, I think, because I think a lot of them might ignore the single game week for Liverpool. But I would not be surprised to see someone like Conor Bradley outscore someone like a Munoz, who's got two quite difficult games in the double game week. We've seen that Munoz barely got any points in the double game week, just gone. So yes, that is a bit of recency bias, but I do think that Conor Bradley's looking really good since he's come back from injury. Trent is back in training, so just let's see what Slot says before going for him. He might want to go for Kanate instead, but I would not be surprised to see Conor Bradley outscore someone like a Munoz. So I think that is where an advantage could also be made. The rest of the team does kind of pick itself. Unfortunately, there is really small amount of games to be made. If you didn't fancy the double sort of Man City defence, which I get is risky, you might not want to do. You could go for Kevin De Bruyne, but I think he is a bit of a minutes risk. I would still only expect him to start one game out of the two, and that is the same that goes for Rashford, and that's the same that goes for Asensio as well. That is where it gets really tricky and why a lot of these players sort of pick themselves. Rodgers is a safe minutes man, as they expect to be a safe minutes player as well. We'd have expected him to be on the penalties, but maybe not after tonight. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. The forward line is just sort of really does pick itself because basically there are no forwards that we can trust. We can't really trust Ollie Watkins to start both games. You could gamble on him, I suppose, but are you going to back the minutes? But then Mateta's been hauled off twice early as well. So do you even want Mateta? Could go for a single game week player in there as well if you fancied instead of Mateta. I would not rule that out one bit. And Marmoush just picks himself as well, and he's probably, I know I've got a Saka here in the screenshot, but Marmoush is probably the captaincy pick for this game week.